In the 1960s and the early 1970s, they patrolled the rivers and coastal areas of Vietnam. And though they had different names, they were generally called swift boats.
The Maritime Museum here in San Diego got its hands on one. But new at 6, 10 News military reporter Bob Lawrence explains why time is running short to restore it.
Inch by inch, the Maritime Museum's Mark Gallant scrapes away years of old paint, while volunteers Stan Williams and Tom Mayton work with the same objective in mind.
We've all got the same goal in mind, is to keep this memory alive.
During the Vietnam War, the so-called Brown River Navy patrolled off the coast or upriver. The one being restored by the Maritime Museum, however, wasn't in the war, but it was a key player nonetheless.
This boat was built in 1968. It was moved right here to Coronado to train swift boat sailors before they went to Vietnam.
2 years later, it was purchased by Malta as a patrol boat, as seen in this photo. Decades later, it returned to San Diego in September last year.
Cosmetically, it wasn't too bad, but it did need a ton of work.
It cost well over $100,000 just to get the vessel to the Marine Group Boatyard in Chula Vista. It'll be another $100,000 to get both engines and everything else back in working order. Some of these engine parts, though they look pretty beat up, are going to be refurbished and reused. Another challenge will be to find a .50 caliber machine gun that goes on this mount, but time is of the essence.
The boats have disappeared, and unfortunately we're not getting any younger. You might call it a dying breed.
Sadly, his words ring true. There will be a biannual reunion of swiftboat sailors scheduled to come to San Diego in just a few months.
There's 400 or 500 of them that are planning to come to the reunion in May, and we've already had a couple of cancellations due that some of them have passed away.
So the push is on to restore everything, from the galley and bunks below decks to the gauges in the pilot house, and bring the engines back to life. Bob Lawrence, 10 News.
Now, the other goal is to take paying passengers past the amphibious base across the bay, the place the swift boat once called home.